Hello, are you ready? This story will have you laughing out loud. At this moment, one bridge side is jammed. Patrol cars are reporting. Little did they know, the next moment. Oh dear, soon after, several military transport trucks passed by the accident scene and saw the tragedy across the road. However, to their surprise, this tragic scene didn't catch their attention, and the sleeping guy in the back seat seemed more important to the squad leader. The patrol car on the other side also drove up, but before he could react to the accident scene, the car in front suddenly had in it. Right after, another series of unfortunate events unfolded, but thankfully, this time it didn't lead to more serious injuries. But the soldiers in the transport truck looked quite terrified as one cautiously approached the back and leaned over to check the situation. At this point, the patrol car had stopped, and before getting out, he made a call to his boss, the Minister of Safety. He suggested that they could use this accident to their advantage and surely rack up votes. After saying that, the patrol went to check the overturned car, seeing two soldiers around a bespectacled man. One squad leader tried contacting the truck ahead, but got no response after calling for ages. Feeling uneasy, he rushed forward with his men, leaving the patrol officer utterly confused. When the two arrived at the transport truck, seeing the back door open, the leader suddenly turned and said, "Since the signal jamming device is activated, let's check out the soldier in the back who doesn't seem to be doing too well." It seems something killed him and then made a getaway, while the patrol officer carried the injured bespectacled man to his car. But finding Xiaojing missing, he yelled and noticed people across the road losing cell service. As for Xiaojing, she was drawn to the loud noise at the bridge and stumbled upon a strong dog violently banging its head. Not knowing what to make of the situation, she felt a pang of sympathy and began to move forward slowly, attempting to gently intervene, but the slight movement aroused the dog's vigilance, and shortly thereafter, they began barking furiously. "Xiaojing, what are you doing?" With the patrol officer's arrival, the dog with the label dashed into the farmhouse. At this moment, the squad leader informed the bespectacled man and demanded immediate protocol activation. Otherwise, if it gets out of control, it'll be embarrassing. Reluctantly, the bespectacled man complied, but just then, the patrol officer, as a safety official from the National Security Department, he had the right to know what was going on, but the two soldiers completely ignored. Meanwhile, a guy named Jackson arrived at the bridge in a rescue vehicle and, upon seeing the carnage, he was practically overjoyed. After all, this is a big opportunity. The patrol officer asked why the soldiers were nervous when the bespectacled man calmly replied, "Don't disturb me. Otherwise, everyone might die." He then contacted the squad leader via intercom, who was now fully armed and ready to go. The bespectacled man pressed a button, and various dogs scattered across the bridge seemed to suddenly receive orders, speeding towards their target. One of the equipped dogs charged fiercely towards the fully armed squad leader at 3/4 eager of aim at speed, while the bespectacled man swiftly tracked their movements on his computer. He saw all the gathered dogs, but realized that one long-numbered dog had been standing still, while the squad leader was trapped inside the back of the truck. As the bespectacled man terminated the program, the previously aggressive dogs calmed down, indicating they could be controlled by some program. Meanwhile, a military helicopter suddenly appeared overhead, seemingly targeting the hounds. The patrol officer grabbed the bespectacled man who was leaving and asked which agency they belonged to. "And what's up with these crazy dogs?" The bespectacled man replied, "The military will be relocating the dog shortly, while also trying to regain control of the long-numbered dog." But the dog didn't respond, so he sent the squad leader to search by location. Yet, no dog was found there. He found a control chip on the ground, blinking non-stop, clearly indicating that the old dog must have removed it a long time. As they were in the process of preparing to transfer other hounds, an unexpected situation suddenly arose, and team members were abruptly attacked. Hooray, hooray. Everyone watched in horror as the aircraft lost control and crashed into the bridge tower. As the patrol officer prepared to ask again, the bespectacled man suddenly realized in terror. The control program for the dogs collapsed. With kill order activated, they burst out and charged living things. All humans on the bridge instantly became targets, and the patrol officer and others were suddenly attacked by one of the dogs. Fortunately, thanks to the soldiers, the patrol officer and a few others managed to escape, grabbing his daughter and the bespectacled man, hastily finding a car to leave. But just as they turned around, they saw Jackson waving for help, but the patrol ignored him. As they sped away, Xiaojing asked why they didn't save him. She even yanked the handbrake, causing the car to halt. Seeing this, Jackson desperately ran towards it for survival. Meanwhile, the crowd under attack scrambled onto a bus, screams filled the air, while the patrol officer hadn't driven very far yet. Moments later, part of the transport plane, which had been hanging on the bridge cables, snapped off abruptly and plummeted downwards, with the blazing wreckage landing squarely on top of their team. All the dogs converged around the patrol officer's car, and under pressure, the bespectacled man finally revealed the truth. It was all connected to a secret military experiment. This experiment was called the Silent Project, apparently aimed at tackling terrorism by the South Korean government. They secretly used military dogs as test subjects, conducting long-term studies and injecting them with chemicals to create super attack dogs trained to lock onto targets. Unexpectedly, their intelligence and bodies radically changed, causing uncontrollable mutations. These dogs gained high intelligence and were fully capable of coordinated attacks and could only be controlled through chips now. One long-numbered dog is basically the core of this group of test subjects, while the others were all copied from it. If it goes out of control, it would spell an unimaginable disaster for humanity. As the bespectacled man finished revealing the truth, thick smoke from the fire poured into the vehicle. For safety's sake, the patrol officer took the necessary action and arranged for everyone to be evacuated to a nearby bus. Luckily, the dogs had already left the scene to avoid the fire, and so they quickly hurried towards another bus located on the other side.